Morning. I always love the awkward moment or two. Facebook's going to need to improve this where they get people instantaneous. I don't have time to be wasted. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Daily Dose, episode number 80. No, number 81. Holy smokes, 81. We broke past 80. We're in 81. This is the Daily Dose, a dose of encouragement. Going to share some thoughts. You see the title on the top about being over 40. If you want to stop dieting, it's a question that comes up all the time. I talk to people all the time, messaging neighbors, friends, relatives, colleagues, talk about dieting and this, just getting over 40, and it's hard. So if you're on here, welcome to the Daily Dose. If you want to catch yesterday's or any of the previous ones, they're in Facebook. I've also actually compiled on YouTube. I've built a YouTube page and an area that's just for all the Daily Dose. So if you want to go back there, you can kind of go. They're in order, 81, 80. They're also titled, this one being, if you're over 40 and you want to stop dieting, this message is for you. You can just pass on by if you don't struggle with dieting. Maybe if you're under 40, don't watch this. This message isn't for you. If you're over 40, chances are if you're on Facebook right now, or maybe you're catching this on YouTube later, is that it intrigued you. Maybe you're getting close to that 40. You're like, I've been dieting all in my 30s and I'm going to be 40 soon and I want to stop dieting. I'm raising my hand. In fact, if you want to stop dieting, raise your hand right now. We can be interactive, share, post in there. I feed off of that. But I take notes, just so you know. Again, this isn't just saying off the cuff. The 81 episodes right in here. I'm about ready to get a new book. Look, I'm almost done with this. I got to actually put in. So my first question is, if you're over 40, oh, let me just side note, why are you listening to me? You probably want to know, why the heck should I listen to you? Who the heck are you? What makes you an expert? 25 years of talking to people, talking with people, helping people who are dieting, who want to diet, who say they need to diet, who stopped dieting, who failed on diets, who've succeeded on diets, who are just tired of dieting. And I've had 25 years of experience, I don't know, a few thousand people that I've worked with over the years. So, and why am I doing this now? Why am I sharing this? Why is this an encouraging? I thought the Daily Dose mark was supposed to be for encouragement. It is, because I'm going to encourage you to stop dieting. That's the kicker for today is, if you want to stop dieting, this is the encouragement. I'm going to share with you some really, really helpful things. A couple of tips, 5 tips really. I was going to actually title it that, but I want to actually first ask, if you're listening here, and this, you don't have to answer, because nobody wants to admit that they've been dieting for a long time. So my question first is, why are you still dieting? The obvious question, why are you still dieting? If you're over 40, if you're 45, 47, 50, if you've, up and down, if you've been overweight your whole life, why are you still dieting? And I say still dieting because chances are, and I know a number of people in their 40s, typically it happens in their early 30s, 20s not usually, most of the time, although it's changing because people younger are having more weight issues than ever before in this world for a number of different reasons. I'm not getting into that. But let's just say in your early 30s, you start struggling with weight, start struggling with putting weight on, then you go on a diet. Then you have a little success. Then you fail. Then you go back on a diet, and you have a little success, and you fail, and all that. And it's not me being judgmental. I just really want to help. I want to provide as much value as I can so that today could be the day you stop dieting altogether. And what I see is, I don't understand why people are still dieting. Well, I know why, because they're still overweight, right? So automatically, I just need to go on a diet. I need a diet, right? And we're sold into believing that's all you need. All the marketing, and you go on TV, or you watch a commercial, or you see online, or you see in a magazine, the diet. You go through the grocery store, you see, oh, this person lost on the keto diet, and this actress lost this on this Weight Watchers diet, and this person did this on this extreme workout thing that they did, and so forth and so on, right? So my second question is besides why are you still dieting, maybe let's reverse it one step further. Let's reverse this one step further. Good morning, Daryl and Kim. Why are you still overweight? I might be opening up a can of worms here. Why are you still overweight? Why are you still trying to lose the weight that you've been trying to lose maybe for the past, again, if you're listening to this, you're over 40, you're still trying to lose weight and you're over 40 now. Like, it's just, it doesn't work for nothing. I've tried everything, nothing works for me. And that's an easy thing to say, but it's absolutely not. It's not the truth. It's not that things don't work for you. It's that things are just not working, right? You can just admit things aren't working. Why are things not working? Let's take that back. So why are you still overweight? Well, because I tried this diet and it didn't work for me, and then, or I tried it and lost some weight and then I put it back on, right? And you know why? I don't have to go into that reason why. You know what you put in your mouth. You know what you didn't do or did do, and why the weight's back on. Okay. So we've established that. Why are you still dieting? I wanted to share with you that. And then why are you still overweight? So we're kind of reversing it. And then I say, why are you still overweight? Because you tried dieting. We're going to go back to the dieting thing. Why? Because what happens is we try to find the easiest possible way to get the weight off. The easiest. Don't get me wrong. I like easy. If I had only, hey, I'll share with you my workouts in a few moments. And my workouts are way different than they used to be. And they're not easy, but they're way shorter, way more doable, and I'm way more successful out of them, and I'm way more sustainable. And that's kind of the key. What happens is on diets is you go look for the lowest, the easiest way, maybe the free, the easy thing that, oh, what's this person do? What's the quickest way to lose 40 pounds that took the last 10 years of my life putting on? And while people do have success, I see it all the time. In fact, I chuckle under my voice when I see people posting all their success about keto and about all these things that are like these diets, if you will, more or less, these diets that they lose all this weight on. And then you don't hear from them after a while because everybody praises them for losing the weight. But then guess what? A year later, or COVID or something, life changes, and boom, there goes, there's all that weight loss success. And why? Because you focused on the diet, right? And that happens to everybody. And I see it all the time. It even happened to me in my health and fitness journey. So my next question is, why are you still doing what ultimately isn't working? And I say ultimately because is it that you just want to lose the weight, or are you actually serious about removing the excess weight, about the weight that you have on, 20, 30, 40 pounds. And again, this message is if you're over 40. So again, move on. If you're 20 something, or maybe you're 70 something, you're like, yeah, I've been trying to do that for the last 30. Well, you can listen. If you're over 60 or 50, it's fine. Because the good news is that you can't actually change the path that you're on. You actually, if you've been dieting for maybe 30 or 40 years, the good news is you can actually stop dieting, and I'm going to share that with you. So again, and I'm writing some of these things. I wrote some of these things out because I want to make sure I get all of this to you. So first, why are you still doing something that doesn't work? You're like, no, Mark, I had really good success on Weight Watchers, or whatever they call it, WW, or I had really good success on keto. I had really good success doing that Atkins or doing that Whole30. I had really good success on that. But then you know what? And that's every single time. But then you know what? I kind of fell back, and I, kind of let loose, and then I kind of, stopped doing it, and then life got in the way, and my schedule changed, and work, and my kids, and all these things, right, come up. And the problem with that is that you just relied on that diet to get the weight off, and you only relied on it to getting the weight off, not actually a permanent solution. So my next question is, why are you letting yourself go back on those diets? Why are you putting yourself back in that? It's like a vicious cycle. And why I say over 40, because I've met so many people that are just over the last several years that are just exhausted. And aren't you exhausted of going on diets? Aren't you exhausted of like looking for the next quickest, fastest way to lose weight? The HCG diets. I can't tell you. I have people that, and it's because it's easy, right? It's not a solution. And the hardest thing is that you don't realize often why it becomes harder and harder over the years isn't because you're just getting older and your metabolism. I hear this all the time. Mark, my hormones are all off. My metabolism is all off. Like the easy things to say, right? Oh, well, it's just, that won't work for me. Well, it's not that you've gotten older. That's definitely the case, but it's not so much that you've gotten older or that your metabolism is now lower or that your hormones are all over. It's because you've been jacking up your system. Why do you think your hormones are messed up and your metabolism messed up? Because you've been going up and down these yo-yo diets for the past 5, 10, maybe even more years. And now it almost feels impossible to lose weight because you're still relying, guess what? You're still going after those same things. You're still going after the diet. Please do yourself a favor. And why I want to encourage you and why I wanted you to watch this is that you can stop dieting altogether. I don't make any of my students on my Lean Body Breakthrough Coaching Program diet. They do learn how to eat. They do understand what types of foods that they need to eat to take weight off. But it isn't a diet per se. And they hear them catching them say, hey, this diet that I'm on, it's not a diet. Because the difference between what I teach my students and the difference between diets is you're not relying on a specific thing to get the weight off because it's encompassed. There's a solution. The difference between being on a diet and actually being on a solution path is, what is a solution? It solves the problem. It solves the problem. What's the problem? Being overweight, 30, 40, 50 pounds. What's the solution? Not the diet, I can tell you. That's just one component. It's the foods you eat. That's one component. The activity you do, the exercise, that's another component. How you sleep at night, how you handle stress, how you have to adjust because of your schedule, the time frame you have, the meal prepping, the ups and downs that come along with just normal life stuff, and even more so now, the craziness of all the things. That's the solution. You can't just look and say, hey, well, I'm going to lose the weight and I'm going to go on that diet and that's going to do the trick. And you know what? You might even have success. But chances are, if you're listening to this right now, then you've watched it and you've watched your weight go up and you've done that quick fix or you've done that diet and you relied on the diet and you may even had success on the diet. And then what happens after the success? Boom, you stop the diet because look, you got the weight off. Oh, cool. High five. Let's see your pictures online. Awesome. And then guess what? And then you fall off track because you don't know what to do next. You haven't built a lifestyle around it. You have nothing regarding working out. You don't understand what your body needs now calorie-wise because you've been on this diet mode, but nobody taught you. What do you do after you lose the weight? That's the difference when you have a solution. So I'm going to give you 5 tips. Let me share this with you. So I can kind of go on here, on and on and on, but I hope this actually resonated. If this, again, and you don't have to own up, I appreciate you for being on here and watching. But listen, if you have a friend, maybe you're on the right path. Maybe you have a friend that's struggling, that's been up and down. Sorry, I'm saying hello. Good morning, Lavorne. Good morning, Kim, and good morning, Patricia and Cindy and April. Really appreciate you being on here, listening up. So I really, man, why am I doing this anyway? I'm on a mission to help 1,000 people this year. Last year was about 300 in the year. Not all coaching clients, but more or less 300. I know I've reached way more than 1,000 people, but not as far as really truly helping them. Whether you come into my mentorship, my Lean Body Breakthrough. Why do I call it the Lean Body Breakthrough? Because it truly is a breakthrough, breaking out of bad habits like dieting and breaking through into a solution. And that's what I want for my students. I want them to find a solution. And guess what? Having somebody that has 25 years experience, I know what works and what doesn't work. Diets do not work. Please let that resonate loud and clear. Your diet is not going to be a solution. It could get you some weight off the scale, sure. But if you want to stop dieting and you want to have success and be at the best weight, now again, I know it's not all about weight. I know that means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. But let's just say you've been carrying around an extra 30, 40 pounds and you know your body is not at its best right now. You know that you have so much more potential. We talked about potential yesterday. So much more potential. And the only way you're tapping into it is by going on another diet. Okay? You're going on another diet. And you're going to end up in the same place you did last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, when you were like maybe just having a baby, you had your kid, and you got the weight off, and you went on that diet, right? And you had some success, and then what happened? The weight came back on, life changed, you know, your season of life changed, your schedule changed, your work, you know, your relationships changed, all that stuff. So here's what I'm going to share with you. Why do diets fail? Why do they? Because what diets typically do is they say, don't do this, don't do that, don't eat this, don't eat at this time, don't eat any of these things, don't do all that stuff, don't do that. And you know what? It's like deprivation, right? You're depriving yourself. And what happens when you, we're not meant to deprive ourselves here. You know, that's what diets do essentially, is basically a deprivation, is saying, no, you can't have any of those things. And I'm here to tell you that you can have all these things. And I wrote 5 things down. Here's the thing. You can have carbs. Carbs are not the enemy. You make it the enemy by trashing your body with excessive amounts of carbs. But our bodies actually do really well on carbs. A carbohydrate is actually a fuel. It's an energy source that's great for your body. And when you're active and when you're healthy, when you're pursuing an active lifestyle, a carbohydrate could be a good thing, particularly ones with whole grains and fiber. Even, it's like really, really great energy source. So if you're on any kind of diet that's saying no carbs, please, carbohydrates are not the enemy here. That's number 1. That's one of the tips. Next thing, I know you know that vegetables are good for you. I know you know that vegetables are good for you. They've always been good for you. Guess what? Only 9% of the people get 9% of our population get enough. They get the minimum intake. I think it's 2 to 3 cups of vegetables every day. 9%, which means 91% of you are not eating enough vegetables. If I were to give you any just helpful tip right now, eat more vegetables. There you go. That's the second thing. Third thing. Here's the third thing. Okay. And I know you can have the best nutrition. You can have the best workout program. And like, Mark, this is not working for me. This workout and this diet that I'm on, Mark. You see, I was on this diet, Mark, and it did all this and it told me not to do this and that, and it didn't work. I'm like, okay, tell me all more about it. And then they tell me more about it. Like, tell me, okay, so what, you know, you drink water, that, yeah, well, I kind of like my wine, kind of like my beer. Okay, third thing, you can't be drinking alcohol like you did when you're in college. That's, at the end of the day, that's going to get in the way of your success. Now here, it's not me to say don't drink any alcohol, do what you wish. But if you're tired and you want to just stop dieting, you can stop dieting. In fact, you can get in the best shape of your life. And I'm giving you 5 things that you can start to do. Number 1 was put some carbs back in your world, please. Eat some more vegetables. Go easy on the alcohol. Holy cow, I can't even remember. We actually had this conversation with my wife, and we talked about high school and college, and whoo, there was some days, and I think if I actually drank like I did back then, like alcohol, I would not be able to do this job. I would not be able to do it, because at 47, there's no way. I'd probably be dead, actually. But I would say is that you got to go easy on the alcohol. That counts, actually. It's like, oh, I'm doing this diet, and then I hear about what you do all weekend, or you tell me about how much alcohol you're putting in. Is that really going to be helpful to you? Oh, I'm have my calories are in my liquids. I have liquid calories. Oh yeah, that's because that's really helpful, right? No, so 3, that's go easy on the alcohol. Number 4, this one's a big one. Stop eating all the freaking diet food, please. The diet food, seriously, like if it doesn't get any easier than this, this is what it takes. What do diet foods do? It's processed foods. Our bodies aren't really meant. Now, don't get me wrong. I had a thing of popcorn or whatever the thing yesterday, and I'll do sometimes. But I know a lot of people, they just go after the frozen diet foods, the lean cuisines. They buy the foods online. I think like the Nutrisystems and some of those things that provide all those prepackaged, processed, highly processed foods. Even if you lose weight on it, do you think the moment you get off of that, the moment you stop with all those diet foods and all those things, that you're actually going to keep the weight off? No, because it's not a solution, right? Now it's number 4. And number 5, this is one of my favorite ones. This one you're going to like. I've saved the best for last. Number 5, here's the thing. If you stop dieting and eat some freaking chocolate. Yes, have some chocolate. Enjoy a little chocolate. You're like, what the what? Enjoy some chocolate. In fact, chocolate, if you enjoy, now you're like, oh, I'm not even a chocolate person, so I'll just enjoy my wine. I'm not talking about eating bars of chocolate every day, but a little piece of dark chocolate, believe it or not, can actually be helpful for you. Dark chocolate, I believe it's at the 70%, over 70% dark chocolate. A little of that can satisfy your, especially if you have a sweet tooth, and I have a sweet tooth, that's why I'm sharing this, why it's on my list, is, well, no, Mark, I'm on this diet, I can't have any sweets. I eliminated sugar. Seriously, who can live off of no sugar? And you're like, oh, I've done it really well. Well, you're boring, let's say. And you know what? Now, 70%, now don't do what I did, is get some of that baking chocolate, like 90-something%, or, you know, no, completely unsweet. It's nasty, it's terrible. I tried it, I was like, ooh, I'm gonna try the cocoa nib, like, no. 70% is good, and actually has antioxidants in it, so a little piece of chocolate could actually be a good thing. So those are just some 5 things. So back to really the point to this message, and if you're overweight and want to stop dieting, stop dieting. And listen, if you have no idea what that looks like, I'm going to highly suggest that you look into getting on a call with me to see if we would be a good fit to work together. Super easy. Just hit me up with a message. We'll connect. We'll get on a call. We'll talk for like 10 minutes. We'll see. But here's a couple of things before I preface this, because I've had people to reach out. In fact, I've had a number of people reach out. And there's a couple of things that I want to just say beforehand, is if you are not serious, if you're just looking for another quick way to lose some weight, please don't get in touch with me. If you're looking for something free or something cheap, you can keep going, keep moving on, because I'm neither of those things. If you kind of want to lose some weight, kind of the summer's here, I want to fit in my bathing suit, and I kind of still like to drink, and I kind of still like my donuts and my cakes, and I don't want to be told what to do, but I really, you know, I like the idea of losing 30 pounds, but I really tell me the easiest way to do it. You know, just if there's some diet, just tell me, do I just not eat chips? Just tell me those things. And don't reach out to me. I'm not interested. But if you want to be a success story, if you want to have a solution, if you want to never, ever, ever diet again, or say I'm on a diet again, or every New Year's say I'm doing a New Year's resolution, I forbid my clients, my students, to go on New Year's resolutions. And guess what? We don't even have to talk about it. Why? Because they already are on the right path. They have the solution. They're learning how to eat. They're learning what their body needs. And guess what? Not just to lose weight. They're learning what they need to lose weight. And guess what? To keep it off. And how do they do that? With a solution, not a diet. Because the worst thing I could see happen is somebody come into my program and say, just tell me what I need to eat. I know it. Just what's the nutrition plan all about? What's the diet all about? Not nutrition. What's the diet all about? It's about eating the right foods for your body, what it needs based on the goals you're trying to achieve. And guess what? We dial it in. I give you a custom approach. And then guess what? I guarantee your success. You do the work, you put in the effort, you do the workouts. And here's the coolest thing. You do not need to work out for 2 hours a day. I don't know who came up with this, that 2 hours a day, 1 or 2 hours a day, and I need to do an hour of cardio, and I need to do, 5 days a week of strength training, and then I need to do this, and I need to do all these. You don't. In fact, when you get older, you need less. My students are working out an average of about 20 minutes. 20 minutes. And you're like, huh? How do you get results in 20 minutes? Because we're not just relying on the workouts. Well, it must be then just the diet that you put them on. Nope. Because I'm not putting anybody on a diet. I'm teaching people how to eat. Not a diet. Different things. What else? Oh, because we're looking at how well you sleep, because when your body rests after the really solid workout, good workout you had, because you're not sitting around trying to figure out, oh, I go to the gym for an hour, but then I spend half the time trying to figure out what I need to do. Oh, well, you don't have to do that either. Why? Because you're already given what to do. It's pretty much done for you, and you can do it anywhere, anytime. You don't even need any equipment. How cool is that? And check this out. And I'm just sharing with you a little bit of me, because people always come on and they ask, well, what's this program? What's this program you do all about? And check this out too, because I know people over 40 don't have the time to spend going to the gym, waiting for equipment. Now you got to wait because every other piece is blocked off because of this COVID, right? Or it might even shut down again. They might close them up. Then where are you going to be at? Oh, I got into my routine into the gym. Well, can you imagine having a program or being a part of a solution where you could work out anywhere you want? You could go to the beach, you can go in your backyard, you can go to a gym if you'd like. How flexible is that? Of course you need a flexible plan. You need a flexible plan so it can be sustainable. You don't need a diet to deprive you and restrict you. You need a permanent solution. Does that make sense? Here's the thing. I've refined and I've taken out what people don't need over the years, and I've put in what people need over the years so that they don't have to ever diet again. Because my pursuit as a coach, as a qualified coach, is not to just sell you on the diet or sell you on the weight loss. Sure, I share some success stories of people having weight loss. What do I do before and after? It's great. It gives encouragement to others, like, oh, if that person could do it, I probably can do it. And guess what? There's no crazy diets, no impossible diets. There's no long workouts. There's not even any equipment. And guess what? If you could give me 20 minutes a day, 3 or 4 times a week, if you can actually have a plan in your hand to go to the grocery store, say, oh, these are the things I need, and this is how much I need. And guess what? Here's another thing. This is an addition. Can you imagine if you never had to count calories ever in your life, ever again? I haven't counted calories in years. None of my students count calories either. They're like, well, how do you know how much to eat? Well, that's a secret formula. Until you come into my world, then it's just going to be secret. So if you want to know what that's all about and you want to know more, if you're intrigued, then I'm going to put the link down below, right in below here. And I see some of my awesome students on here right now. Thank you for joining. And you can attest. Go ahead and put it in there. You know, you can pop in there how you're not on a diet. There's not a deprivation. It's not a restriction. In fact, I love seeing people succeed, and I love these aha moments. Yesterday I was on a not a Zoom, it was one of the Facebook meeting rooms, right? Yeah, you can start up the little chat rooms, and somebody who's been working with me for about 2.5 months now, and she started off really good and then kind of ups and downs, and this was all 2.5 months. So this was during the lockdown, where everything was harder. Her schedule was thrown off, her work schedule, her family schedule. She had kids come back home to live back home a little older. And check this out. This is success. This is not being on a diet. This is no extreme workouts. This is no like hardcore plan. This is truly just simply the right plan, the right method, the right amount of time, the right foods, and the right mentor and coach to guide this person along. And we got on the call like this, and she just broke her she's halfway to her, as far as weight loss goal of 40 pounds. And she's 20 pounds down in less than 3 months. 20 pounds in about 2.5 months. She started, I think it was mid-April, right? No, sorry, April, end of March. So April, May, mid-June. Yeah, 2.5 months. So just around the end of March, right smack dab when all this kind of started. And she's lost 20 pounds. And I'm so excited. And I'm excited why? Because there wasn't any crazy diet. Wasn't ever any kind of crazy workout plan. It was truly just a smart plan, a flexible plan, a sustainable plan. And she's 43, 44, so over 40. That's why it's who my people I work with, typically over 40. And that's what I want for you. I want you, again, I hope this is encouraging to you to stop dieting. Please stop dieting. And if you want to, if you have like no idea what else to do other than the diets you tried, you and I need to have a conversation. Go ahead, send me a private message. Hit me up. Don't worry. Not shy. I'm not even trying to, this is not to sell you, because I actually have to qualify to see if you'd be a good fit, because there's a lot of people aren't a good fit. There's a lot of people just want a quick fix or that's why I'm being very clear here. Don't reach out to me if you're not serious about taking your health in your own hands, taking it out of the diet's hands and getting on the right path. Anyway, I hope this helped. Take care. Have a blessed day. We'll see you.